do this. Next up, we have Trick Room by Koraii. This is from a Geometry Dash track. This is the whole track. Once again, everybody, I am, this is an LFA, Basterd's LFA. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. As you can tell, this is live on stream, so do with that what you will. If you like the sound of the concept of this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Again, this is recorded live on stream. I had never heard this track in my life, so I'm going to be pausing a lot to make sure that I can explain and point things out as I hear them. And since this is live on stream and it's in a single take, I might stumble upon my words here and there, especially right now at the time of recording. I messed up my shoulder, and the pain is distracting every once in a while. It's just that this is the least amount of pain that I can be in. So, with that being said, let's do this. Trick Room. And by watching the stream, you get points. Yes. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay, so this, believe it or not, I find acceptable. This is what is called a fade in. If you watched some of my videos, I despise fade outs. I consider fade outs to be completely lazy and not acceptable anymore in the day and age that we live in. However, fade ins, I consider to be acceptable. It's basically just introducing the vibe. You're looping the track and you're just easing the listener into this, which is what we just heard. We heard this synth doing this pretty nice melody, going back and forth, easing us into the track. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, we have this motif over here. We are repeating it and we're slowly fading it in at the same time as EQing it further in, which, by the way, EQ, oops, from the previous video, EQ stands for equalization or equalizing, which is a mixing post-production term. When it comes to music, usually you have, and most media, you have three stages. You have pre-production, you have production, and you have post-production. Pre-production, when it comes to music, is usually the initial composition, writing the notes down, figuring out the ideas, the themes, and everything. Production is when you actually record things. You bring in the instrument. Nowadays, these lines are very blurred because of DAWs, like digital audio workstations that we're using, the recording softwares and everything. Post-production is when your audio engineer does the mixing, and equalization is something that happens there. And EQ will usually be to filter away or accentuate different frequencies in whatever track you're using. So right now it seems that some of these were faded out, like some of the frequencies here were faded out, and now they're being done more actively. Again, when I use the term active or passive for post-production things such as equalization or panning, these are colloquial terms. By the way, colloquial terms just means there's either no academic term or I am choosing not to use it for the purposes of making it easier to understand. When I say active, it means that it would happen during the track. When it's passive, it's something that would be set before the track. For example, passive equalization would be, oh yeah, there's this frequency over here that I'm going to turn down, so it's going to, like, the higher end. Let's say we're tuning down the higher end of the frequencies of one track, so it's going to sound a little bit muffled in that area. But if I'm going to do active equalization throughout the track, these filters will be changing. And right now what we're having here is active equalization. As the track is being faded in, the equalizing is also being changed so that more and more details that were previously filtered out can be heard now. So let's see how this goes. Like compression is also a post-production thing, yeah. It can be used in production as well, but usually, yes. Okay, so we're adding a couple of more things, a couple more layers here. Okay, so we are having this very long intro to this, which is not only are we fading in and equalizing in, we're also adding extra little notes that we're missing, that were not being played before. So now we are getting the full idea. We're now actually starting to listen to the full idea being played out. And we also have a second synth up above giving us an actual melody, which is in a similar shape from what I can hear to the motif we were hearing before. Let's see where this goes. We introduce the drums, nice. Okay, and as you can hear, the intensity is building up. When you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you are resolving that tension. Right now, we are like maybe here. And when we reach this point, that climax usually is called the cadence. Again, my shoulder is not too good right now, but here you go. Here you have the cadence. A cadence just ties together the tension with the resolution. And the resolution usually is something that drops the tension. There are cadences that help you build even more tension. Those exist. They're a little bit more rare. So right now we are increasing the tension, we're increasing the layers, but we haven't had a kick drum yet. So we still feel like we're kind of suspended in this place, and we're still looking at a place to land in. Let's see where Koraii takes this. There you go. So it turns out we weren't here. We were right here. And we used a very split second, a very, very fast cadence. All right, Empress, thank you for hanging out, yeah. Oh, I don't know if you're leaving, but it's 3 a.m. You should go to sleep. So we have this cadence, very, very fast cadence, and we did something that I love when it comes to cadences and resolving and climax in terms of music. We had a lot of elements building up, kind of like a group together, and it's just building more, and we were adding layers and adding layers and adding layers, and then when the climax finally happened, we removed everything and we let one single layer, resolve it quietly. That, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful ways of resolving tension. It's such a beautiful way of ending the tension and bringing by the resolution quietly, single line, super simple, but it's that emotional whiplash of there was a lot, now there's not, and then we brought the drum and bass into this, right? So we've landed. And this track plays from halfway around in the level circus here. Okay, so now we had a full repeat. Thank you for hanging out, Empress. A full repeat of what would be the accompaniment. Accompaniment, of course, is mainly chords, rhythm, that kind of thing, but it goes back to the whole concept of giving familiar material to your audience without overwhelming them. And in this case, we are easing, since it's completely new material, we're making sure it's basically just the drums and the bass, and now we're going to be probably repeating this and introducing maybe the melody or something like that. Let's hear it. There you go, we're just adding a couple more. We add another synth high above, doing a variation of that initial motif that we heard. Really nice. Really nice. It's a little bit tricky to hear because of how loud the bass line is, which could be intentional. Sometimes composers will hide their melodies like that. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, the synth is a little bit more audible now. We're doing pure repetition, because then again, one of the things that are very, very good when it comes to music repetition is your friend. You don't want to overdo it, but you don't want to not do it either. Match X2, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome to today. How you doing? Let's see. And oh, a complete 180. Complete 180. So once again, we have taken the concept of bringing it down to just the drums, bass, and a little bit of synth to give us a completely new. It's not entirely completely new because a lot of this is still based on what we've heard before, little variations, but we have brought the new section. We have brought the new part to this thing, and it feels like fresh new material, but there are enough elements that are still familiar with what we've already heard that it doesn't feel completely out of the blue or completely like strange to us. It works. Okay, this is building again. We're doing the whole equalizing, like the whole EQ. We're moving filters. Oh, I love this kind of thing. It's so cool for electronic music. It's such a useful tool for electronic music to do this, because you can just play the same thing over and over, but because you have this whole active post-processing, like the active compression, the equalizing, and all that kind of stuff, it just changes everything in such a way that even though you're repeating, it still sounds fresh, because it, by the nature of you doing the equalizing actively, it just sounds different while being the same. It's fairly unique to electronic music to do this. Electronic music has a lot of these very unique things to it that just work. And Match, you need 100 points. You get those by watching, by the way. So 10 minutes of watching gets you enough to put the link in and be accepted for the bot. Let's continue. Yeah, the level starts here. Yeah, as we saw. And we are doing again the similar concept that what we did at the very start, where we played the motif or the loop a couple of times, and then we added a couple of extra notes here and there as what could be separate layers, I don't know, but we are still using the same ideas, we're just adding on top of it. It's really cool. And now we did the opposite EQ-wise to bring in this over here, which sounds a little bit like the build-up from the beginning, with a couple of extra layers. And we have our breakdown. Ooh, nice. Match, real quick. Yeah, those are not the points that you have on Twitch. Those are Botrix points. Those are separate. The ones you see on the Twitch channel are separate. Exclamation point points to see the points that you have on Botrix. Sorry for the confusion. All right. I like this call and response that we're having. One of them is simply downbeats on the beat, downbeat on the beat, and responds. Call and responses, sorry. One instrument or one group does one musical idea, followed immediately by something else. And we are having the downbeat, which, let's go over the idea of the time signature once again, right? Because this is based off of time signatures. Usually, the most common one, 4/4. Upper number is the number of notes. Lower number is what kind of notes the measure is going to have. English, super easy. Whole notes is 1. Half notes is 2. Quarter notes, 4. Eighth notes, 8. 16th notes, 16ths, and so on and so forth. So in this case, 4/4 is 4 quarter notes per measure. So here we have the quarter notes, and that's it, right? Like you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first note, the number 1, is going to be the downbeat. You can also do a downbeat on the 3 as the halfway point through the measure, which is kind of what is being done here, right? So we have one measure or two measures where the downbeat is the focus and the accent is on the downbeat, and then we have a response to that, which is syncopation. Syncopation is when you play in between the notes. So this, in the case of 4/4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. It gives you this sense of acceleration, of extra pace, and it is really, really good for this kind of stuff. And I like that one measure or one group is playing on the beat, very straightforward, very, very on mark, and the other one is messing around a little bit more with that. It gives it this sense of duality that considering how much we've heard in this track, it's pretty cool. Let's see. That's really cool. And we bring another melody. Oh, and here's another colloquial term for you. The flying melody. When, again, colloquial term, there's no academic term for this, or at least I'm not going to use it. And here's the thing. We have a very busy bass line. We have a very, very busy drum line. The middle range is very busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. And we just took off with this very simple melody. It's slower than everything else. It's simpler than everything else. But it's just flying, soaring, floating above everything else. Gives you that feeling of you're flying around. It's really, really cool. Let's see. I'll respond to that after the video match. Give me a minute. Alright, how are you gonna end this stuff? And we take... Oh, we take the idea that we had, this motif that we had, which I think might be a variation of what we heard at the very start. Might be, I'm not entirely sure. And we inverted it. And inversion, of course, is one of the ways that you can develop a melody. Inversion just means we had, let's say, this shape over here going down. So now we are going to invert it, which just means we're gonna do it upside down, which would be, I don't know, like this. My brain right now. It would be basically flip vertical, and this is the inversion. This is the inverted version of the motif we had. So it was first going downwards, the melody was going downwards, and now it shot straight up to add to the climax of this. Yeah, I'm gonna use the rotate from now on for that. So let's continue. Let's see how you're gonna end this now. How's Koraii gonna end this? Oh, just like that. And then we have some echoes, just playing some of the chords we heard before. Don't you dare fade those out. Don't you? They're not fading out. Okay, we got 10 more seconds. Okay, that was not a fade out. You scared me there for a second, you bastard. There you go. So that was not a fade out. But yeah, we've seen that Koraii adds a little bit of extra at the end of the tracks. And in this case, it was just the chords that we had throughout this thing. Liam Ramza, welcome today. How you doing? We just repeated some of the chords that we heard through the track earlier today. Sorry, my shoulder was bothering me. We just repeated those chords and scared me thinking that we were going to have a fade out, but no, we didn't. There you have it. That was Trick Room by Koraii. What a track, dude. That was really, really fun. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I hope I have explained things in a way that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what has happened here. If you're watching this on the video archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to this in your own time and don't want to be bothered by me interrupting every 2 seconds, I will be leaving the link in the description. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, just go to the Discord, link in the description. Go to the LFA requests channel and leave the YouTube link of what you want over there. Video game music only, Geometry Dash. This is from a Geometry Dash track. Does count, mods count, all that kind of stuff. I will review it, add it to the list if it qualifies. And, of course, if you want to watch this stream live, links to the Twitch and the Discord are down below. They both have the schedule shown in your local time zone so that you can calculate, or you can more easily calculate without having to actually do time zone calculations. But there you go. Other than that, thank you for watching. This is really good. That was really good. So there you go. That was Trick Room by Koraii. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.